So, hi everybody and welcome back. This is C++ tutorials for absolute beginners. This is video 260 and in this video we continue with our exercise and I continue with my sort exercise and we stopped at position or step 10 and now I want to show you one more mistake, but this mistake is very obviously it is just commenting. You can see I have no commented out any code here, which means when I try now to understand what was step 10 again, no clue. That is bad. Don't make this. The only good point is that I have used here very good long names for variable. This is good because now the variable names can indicate what I'm trying to do there. And when I read here swap point first position with head of linked list, now I have to check what this is. Okay, I see I try to reset the two pointers here. When I go to my diagram, you can see that was the point where we looped here, where I said we try to find here the endpoint, this first and the second. That was the second diagram, by the way. My first one is looping, and the second one, of course, the same time too. And here they reach here the point, then I assign the end position pointer, that was step 9, to the last point, and the last point was where we found the null PTR, that was this condition. And now the step 11 is new, that I will explain you in a that is here, that I will explain you now, because now we have to figure out why I have here a step 11. So one more note for commenting. Please comment your code out, not like me. You can see when you read my code now, you have no clue what it is. And the reason for that is very simple, because this is a random code which I created. And actually, I don't know it too, what I created there. And I have to reanalyze my own code. So with other words, because I have not commented out, I waste a lot of time and perhaps I even don't get it at all what I did. So and that's why we start from now on to commenting out. I will not comment out too much on this video because then the video goes a little bit longer. I will try to comment it out very short, but you should comment it out right, which means comment it out so that you understand the code, what it is doing. And very important by commenting out, don't comment out keywords. For example, you don't have to comment out here in this section. Here is we are trying to assign one pointer to one pointer. That makes no sense. You have to comment out what the whole step means, the meaning of this step, that you are trying to assign here a pointer, or let's say that I try here to assign a pointer to a pointer is obviously because that's the code saying, but what is the meaning of this? Why I'm making this? This is interesting for commenting. And in my case, I assigned this pointer here back to the first place because I figured out I already assigned the end position. The loop starts again. The loop needs to start again from start because I have to find the next biggest number here, and then have to loop again through, and this information would be here. It's very important so that I have not to reanalyze all the steps here to come to this point. All right, let's go to the, with that said, from now on we should comment out, and step 11 is new. So my next step was 11. I already copied this place, I pasted here. So before it was this, that was what we had in our last video, and now I added this one here. And the question is again, why I'm adding this one here, why we need this? And I already comment this one a little bit out. It says now here loop and position pointer is for while loop. What is the meaning? So you can see I have here a swap pointer second position pointer to next node, which is I going to my second pointer, and you can see here is a pointer, and I assume I'm here on my last node, and then I check if the second pointer to next node is loop and position pointer, and with in my before I said the loop and position pointer figures out the end position of a linked list, but careful, that is not absolute true. It figures out it only at the start, right? At the start, we know the loop end position pointer, I set it to the end of the list with the information with the null PTR that was set here before with my first condition. This first condition will only happen one time because when I loop here through, it will set one time to the end position, but I need start over again, and this end position pointer needs to indicate me later that I don't have to go here again because I have to stop here and then stop here because this last node is already sorted, right? So you can see my biggest number will come here, here is sorted, and this position end position pointer will move all time this way, right? All time in this way, and which means my end position for my loop will be not the last point, will be then here. The end position will be then here. And that's very important to note. And that's why I made this second condition. I have to find a way so that the loop stops all time at this end position. And that's why I said here this end pointer is for while loop and not for the last point. All right. It's a little bit tricky, not easy, but yeah, I just tried it out and said, okay, let's try this. I figured it out not so fast, and then I have said, let's try this and see if it works. All right, so step 11 is to make sure that when my end pointer is here, let's say here in the middle, that it stops here, the while loop. It's just for the while loop. And interesting now is the while loop, we have here a while loop here in 6. It is a while loop, but we have here a problem. This, what I created here in step 8, is actually not absolute right. And we will see this one in the next step, which is our step 12. Let's go here to step 12. There is no step 12. Why I have not step 12? 12. Okay, here is step 12. So here in step 12, we can see I jump from here to a else. But in my code here, we can see, wait a minute. Is this step if statement a else? Is this else? But when I watch here, this is actually another else, and it is the else of a comparison. So the mistake what I made here, or let's say it's not a mistake, it's the next step. What I realized here is this this step here needs to be in a condition itself. So let me show you this again. So this is the step, I'm right, yes. This is the step what I explained to you right now. This one, this is the block here. Let me, no, I can't. But this is the block what I explained to you right now. And this whole block is in the condition of the if statement, which means that was in in my comparison here step. I said I want, let's go back here, makes it easier to explain. So at the start I said, okay, I define here one pointer, and then I define here one pointer, and then I said I will compare this, right? This was the step 4. And you see again, no comment, very bad. Keep this in mind, comment this out. But anyway, we continue. Here I want compare this, right? And when I compare this, I want do, then I explain to you, then we will do some stuff here. And then I have to put this right now, what I explained to you all in this step in it. And the funny part is you can see we have talked about the step 4 here already. And now I have anyhow to find a way to combine this. I don't know myself how I did this, to be honest, but the point is here, I need the condition. Anyhow, I need the condition from this one so that this one should be activated. And right now, I don't know myself how I did this. So to make it short, let's just add this code in this code here and see. And I try to explain why I did this, but first of all, I have now figured out how I make this. First of all, I have to take this whole code here, this one here, out and put it here in this if statement. This one. So you can, and now I have a problem. You can see the indicator of the ID says now you have a problem. Let's see how I solve this here. Well, if I put this in loop and position pointer. Let's see. Okay. Where is the, what was the loop and position pointer is outside of the whole thing? Okay. Which means just I have just put the loop and position pointer here, because the problem here, can you figure out why this is a problem? Here is the hint. It is just defined later. So that was very obvious, this problem. Okay. Then let's put this one here and put it on top. Let's see what happens. Here is the condition, and you can see I rearrange a lot of code, and the reason for that is, now that should be okay, and the reason for that is very simple, because my idea, because like I said, it's a development, right? And I just tried this out and said now, okay, I have figured out this so far, but now I have other conditions which I have to fulfill anyhow. And I don't know really why I put this here. Probably there are more solutions. And I said, okay, I can compare if this is big. And then on my next step, I say, now it makes sense actually. First I compare if this, let's go back. If I compare if this both, if the first number is again greater than the second number, if so, I will swap. This was all the step here, right? Again, no comments, but this one should be the step here. Then the next step is I have to check if I reached here the endpoint. And if I reach, because this one is in a while loop, if I have reached the endpoint, then this, what I explained to you right now with this setting back the pointer here, right? I have to set this back when I reach the endpoint. Then I have to do this in this step as well, and that's why I have put it in here. And you see, in development, that comes later. So I figured this out later, not at the first time, because first I figured out just I have to go here, and later I said, okay, now I use the information here that I am at the endpoint. Now I have to set it back, and that's why I have put it here. Okay, that's a little bit wishy-washy explaining, but I think you still get it, that it is not so a linear development, right? You figure something out and then you adjust it to this condition. All right, that was a little bit hard, and that's why we make here a stop. But important is that you understand at this point that you have to set comments, because we, not like me, we understand not the tags. I have not understood it myself right now, because not comments only. I have to reanalyze the whole code. You can see I wasted a lot of time, very bad, like all time. The second thing is, when we develop something like this one, it is not straightforward development like in many examples on the web. You see they have a straightforward development, right? In reality, it's not so. In reality, it's more like me. They try something out, they change it. Like you can see, I tried this out, and then I had to include this code here in this one, because it makes sense that I use it here, and probably there are even still other solutions also. And this kind of stuff I want to show you too. In reality, it's not straightforward. You try something and see if this is working. I tested this probably also, and later you should of course test your code as well. So I showed you not this one. because I have again activate this one, but you should test all time compile your code as well when you do this, because I already compiled the code so I know my works. But during the steps when you add something here, let's do this last thing. Did I show you this one too? Comment this one, save, and then after you add something, compile it all time, because there could be still an error here, right? So compiler, at least find the compiler error, because we talked about something. So it looks like it works so far. That's good. But we talked in my last video about bugs, compiler errors. We are happy when we have compiler errors because we can fix them. But to figure out bugs, and here it could be that there are some bugs in it, in this code. All the time when you change something, there is a potential that there is a bug, and then the only way to figure out a bug is knowledge, theoretical knowledge and experience. That's the bad story. We don't know about sure, because it would be nice that there is a bug indicator like a compiler who indicates all the bug, but this kind of stuff not exists. Too bad. All right, with that said, I make here a break. We will continue in the next step with the next steps in the next episode with the next steps, sorry. And if you have any question or any comments, like old time, write it in the comment section. See you in the next video. Bye, good luck, and like old time, have fun and never give up. One more thing, you should all time try it on your own, right? Not just try understand what I did. You should try it really on your own. That's the important on this exercise lessons. Okay, bye.